right. So first, I want to just thank you guys all for joining us again. Tonight we are going to talk about some of the different programs that Reads Across America has, as well as some general facts about Reads Across America that everyone should know. So our participating locations are made up of cemeteries, monuments, memorials, and basically anywhere where a veteran is interred or honored, we will approve as a location. There is still a wide misconception that we only place wreaths at national and state cemeteries, but out of the 3,100 plus locations that are registered, only 149 of those are national cemeteries and 102 are state veteran cemetery. The remainder are made up of private, public, city, county cemeteries, memorials, as well as 14 cemeteries that are part of the National Park Service. We hope to one day place a wreath at the headstone of every veteran's grave. So any cemetery where a veteran is buried or honored, we hope to one day have as a participating location. If the location that you currently participate at is covered every year, I would encourage you to look at our other local cemeteries in your area and see if you can bring Reads Across America to them as well. Obviously, if you're a location coordinator, don't do that. Please just continue taking care of the location you have, but that's more directed towards some of the sponsorship groups. Another thing that is often overlooked is our State House ceremonies. The State House ceremonies are always held the Monday before National Reads Across America Day, which is December 12th this year. The State House ceremonies are held at the State House or a monument or memorial in the state's capital. These ceremonies serve to honor all those who served or are still serving in that state. They also serve as a kickoff to the convoy to Arlington. Last year, we had 36 states that hosted a State House ceremony. I would encourage you all to visit the State House Ceremonies page that's on our website, which can be found under the menu under special programs, and take a look to see if your state currently participates. If your state does not have a registered State House ceremony, think about how you can help with maybe someone you know that could be a contact, or even if you are willing to take on that program. We really would love to see a State House ceremony take place in every state because we do have participating locations and groups in every state. If you have questions about being a State House coordinator, you can always contact your regional liaison or myself. All of our locations and State House ceremonies would not be possible if it weren't for our trucking partners. Last year, we had over 537 loads of veterans wreaths that were delivered to participating locations in every state. Those loads were delivered by more than 360 transportation partners. Reads Across America utilizes all modes of transportation, including trucking, railroads, ocean vessels, and even planes. Getting over 2 million wreaths delivered to over 3,100 locations is quite a task. So how do we get all the wreaths from Maine delivered nationwide in a 3-week time frame? Well, we have over 6 cross-dock facilities and 7 storage hubs that are spread out across the states. Wreaths are delivered and staged at these locations so that we can deliver wreaths to you in the 2 weeks leading up to Wreath Day. This allows us to partner with local companies near you that might not be able to travel to Maine to pick up the wreaths, but could reach one of our local cross docks or storage hubs. So if you or someone you know is interested in learning more about joining the Honor Fleet or who all is a part of our Honor Fleet, you can visit trucking.readsacrossamerica.org/volunteer, and that link is right on that page. And we do list all the members of the Honor Fleet there. Some of you may have heard about our Remembrance Tree program. Reads Across America established the Remembrance Tree program as another way to remember and honor our veterans. As Gold Star families visited the land in Columbia Falls, Maine, where the balsam tips that are made into wreaths are harvested each year, they found a sense of peace and tranquility from that land. The Remembrance Tree program gives them a living memorial to their loved one. From the stem of the tree where the tag of the loved one is hung to the headstone of a veteran who receives the wreath with the balsam from the loved one's tree, this memorial will live on. There are currently more than 12,000 replica dog tags hanging on the balsam trees located on the tipland. And last year, we dedicated 2 new groves, one for the Daughters of the American Revolution, who are our largest participating sponsorship groups, and for them to honor their patriots. And the other was for women in the military service. The coolest thing about this program is that it's completely free, which means that anyone can participate in it. To learn more about it, or if you want to have a tag created for your loved one, you can go to the Remembrance Tree Program section, which can be found on our website under the menu and under special programs. And again, that link, the direct link, is listed right on this page, and the liaisons can drop that into the chat as well. This year, our STEM to Stone race will be held on August 6th, and it will be in person in Columbia Falls, Maine, or you can participate virtually. When you register, you can use your location or group ID and ask people to help support the program by making donations to your campaign. You can also have them join you in running and utilize the same location or group ID when they register. This is a really fun and popular fundraising opportunity, and if you can get a group of local people together, you can have your own run. Another program that not a lot of people are aware of is that we have an In Lieu of Flowers program, which is specifically for veterans who have recently passed. This is a special way to memorialize the life and service of our veterans. When someone signs up for the In Lieu of Flowers program, we can help them create a custom page for the veteran with a photo and biography. Loved ones can then sponsor Veterans Race in their honor and post photos and personal messages to the Remember Wall. And the In Lieu of Flower pages can be set up underneath a participating location or group page so that your sponsorship groups can take advantage of the 3-for-2 race or receive $5 back on those as well. The sign up for this program is located on our main page under the menu and is listed as In Lieu of Flowers. And you can also always contact your regional liaison for more information if you know of a fellow supporter or local person who supported the program there. You can reach out to the liaisons and we can help you get them signed up. Wreaths Across America is committed to teaching about the value of their freedom and the importance of honoring those who sacrificed so much to protect those freedoms. To help us do that, Wreaths Across America founded a museum. The museum is located at National Wreaths Across America headquarters in Columbia Falls, Maine. The Wreaths Across America Museum is an 1,800 square foot facility that showcases hundreds of items donated to the organization, including personal photos, awards, uniforms, helmets, and many other types of military memorabilia. What started with just a few donated items has significantly grown over the years as people send items that tell the stories of their loved ones. The museum is free and open to the public for tours Monday through Friday, and you can always schedule a weekend tour by contacting the main office. If you're a location coordinator or a group leader and you are planning on attending or visiting the museum, please always make sure you let your regional liaison know so that we can assist you with making those arrangements.
And Julie, before we go on to this, I want to let everyone know too, we actually are, in addition to the museum, is being basically opened this summer. Many of you know Wreaths Across America was able to purchase a historic home in Columbia Falls, Maine, next door. It was built in 1820, next door to our headquarters. And over the last 5 years, we have been very carefully, meticulously renovating that house. And each room in the house is designed with replica era pieces of different conflicts in U.S. military history. So far, we've dedicated the Vietnam Veterans Welcome Home Parlor, which is actually named after Roger Donlin, the first recipient of the Medal of Honor from Vietnam. We've also dedicated the Broder Family Accessible Wing, which is for war on terror casualty. Well, actually, he's still with us, but he's needs a lot of care, and so his family takes care of him. And we're going to be dedicating a few more rooms. We have a World War II dining room and Revolutionary War bedroom, and a few other new rooms. And we're really excited about it. Karen Worcester personally has been working on this project for several years, and it'll be a free bed and breakfast for Gold Star families. So keep an eye out for that. That'll be launched this summer, and that'll be an extension of the museum. Sorry, Julie.
Oh, you're fine. Gave me an opportunity to have a drink of water. Did you know that the Escort to Arlington National Cemetery kicks off each year on the Saturday before National Reads Across America Day? Travelers on the Escort include Gold and Blue Star families, veterans, first responders, motorcycle groups, professional truck drivers, volunteers, and supporters of Reads Across America mission. They stop at schools and memorials along the East Coast, sharing the mission to remember, honor, and teach, and learning how communities unite for the cause. The route is shared each November, and all are invited to watch the nation's largest veterans parade rolling through the town on its way to deliver to wreaths to Arlington National Cemetery. And a lot of times we do share that stuff on our social media pages. So even if you don't live along the East Coast in an area where they'll be going through, you can still kind of follow along. Additionally, we are seeing more and more locations do their own escort into the cemeteries. Remember, if you want to do that, you will need to communicate it with your liaison and the truck drivers. And please always make sure you share videos and pictures of that with us as well, so we can share it with other people. The mobile education exhibit is a traveling classroom on wheels, designed to inspire and educate all about the mission and those whose lives have been impacted by it. The goal of the Reads Across America education exhibit is to bring local communities and our military together with education, stories, and interactive connections. The 48-foot exhibit is equipped with a 24-person screening room that showcases the different aspects of the Reads Across America mission through video. To the front of the exhibit, there are 3 interactive computers to showcase locations, trucking supporters, and general wreath sponsorship questions. Also, in front is an education wall of information of the different areas of Reads Across America where the mission will be going in years to come. The purpose of the mobile education exhibit is not only to teach the next generation about service and sacrifice, but to share stories of patriotism and love of country to communities around the United States. The mobile education exhibit travels the country all year round, and you can see here is the schedule for May, but you can also check the schedule monthly on our website at readsacrossamerica.org/MEE, or it can be seen on our official Reads Across America Facebook page as well. Joseph Reagan was brought on to Reads Across America as the Director of Military and Veterans Outreach. Joe has an extensive background in the military and supporting military and veterans health, has helped us create a list of resources for service members, families, and veterans. While coordinating wreath-laying ceremonies each December on National Reads Across America Day is the most visible part of what we do, our mission to remember, honor, and teach is carried out throughout the year. We understand we have Veterans Day in the fall and Memorial Day in the spring, but our service members and veterans deserve and sometimes need our support all year round. At Reads Across America, we believe it's our responsibility to invest in our living veterans so that they may thrive in our communities. Over the last 13 years, through our $5 back sponsorship group program, Reads Across America has given back over $17 million to organizations around the country, enabling them to provide care for service members, veterans, and their families. Reads Across America believes in a no wrong door approach to serving our veterans. We're often asked, I'm worried and I don't know who to ask. There are many resources available to our service members, veterans, and their families. And in the interest of promoting a whole community approach, we've attempted to compile a list of those resources. Our listing is constantly growing, and we're always looking for more ways to help connect service members, veterans, and their families with the help that they need. And you can view that list of resources on our website. And that link is listed right there. And it's also available under the menu under special programs, like many of the other things that we've talked about today are.
And also, this is just a good time of year to remind everybody that it's never too soon to start reaching out to your community and to your local media. The best thing that you can do is be in communication with your supporters in your market all year round, so that when Wreath Across America Day comes and when you start to actively do fundraising activities, people will already know what's going on and be familiar with you. And it's not just thought of as this one time a year event. Because a lot of people think that, you know, Wreath Across America Day is an event, but Wreath Across America's mission is year round. We have activities, and every month we put out the location connection. We try and provide template materials. A great thing to be putting out right now is the Stem to Stone. You can customize that for your local market and encourage people to participate in something fun virtually, and they can sponsor a wreath for your group or location as a result very easily. We have PSAs available on the resources page, location and group resources page, that you can make available to your local media. You can talk with your community about fundraising that you have planned or any events that you have planned locally in the community leading up to Wreath Across America Day. But now is a great time to be doing that and just staying in front of people. Memorial Day and Giving in July are two great timelines to start talking about things you're doing. Giving in July, for people who might be new to the program, is a month when we kind of take a spin on Christmas in July, and we highlight our groups and those groups who are earning the $5 back to help a program in their community. It's that concept of doing good twice. A wreath sponsorship for $15 helps two organizations, and it's a great way to help in your community now while also raising funds to support wreath sponsorships in December. So we'll be putting out quite a bit of information on ways that you can share that in your local community, especially if you are a $5 back group or if you're a location that has $5 back groups supporting you. We have a lot of content. Our team produces so much content. Most of it on social media is branded. You can pull anything off if you're on social media and you want to use the content that we've provided. We obviously encourage you to share posts from the Wreath Across America official page, because that helps with overall reach. But if there's content that you want to copy and paste from our pages, Samantha Gatcombe on our team, she'll help out with social media pages for locations and groups. She puts together a messaging guide every month. We make sure to share it as much as possible. We have our public relations team, Sean, many of you know Sean Sullivan. So we have many ways to help you. So don't ever feel like you don't have that support that you need, because it really is a great time to be reaching out to people now. And that way, when November comes around and you actually really want the local media support and community support, it's not the first time that they've heard of you or from you all year. So we definitely encourage that. And we have resources available to help you. And we also have Wreath Across America Radio. We've been reaching out to location coordinators and our 10-year location coordinators, and we're going to be reaching out to our top groups too. But if you have an event or something that you are doing with your community to support the mission that you want to share, you can reach out to the radio station. We would love to have you on and to share your story. I mean, that's the whole point of the station, was to hear your stories and to share what you're doing. It's a great way to practice doing interviews too, because we're pretty easy. It's not the Wall Street Journal, don't worry. We're going to throw you some softballs and let people talk. So we definitely encourage you to reach out and start thinking about it now. It's a great time of year to do that, especially with Memorial Day. Giving the gift of remembrance is an important and easy thing to do. We do have a promotion happening right now that for every re-sponsorship that a remembrance wall post is made, whoever made the post goes into a random drawing, and on June 1st, we will pick 10 random post makers to receive 100 wreaths to go to the location of their choosing this December. So it's a great time. Really, we just want to encourage people to do remember wall posts, because those are great ways to remember and honor. So I highly encourage you to reach out if you have questions, but it's never too early. I think a lot of people think, oh, no one's going to care because it's wreaths and they won't think about it till Christmas time. We are getting a lot of media coverage still across the country as an organization. So, and we're trying to tie it to relevant topics in the news and to hyper local. Every time the mobile education exhibit comes into a community, we get a lot of press, and it's because it's something for the community to rally around, and people want to hear those good stories. So if you have good stories to share, I definitely encourage you to do it before there's too much clutter around the holidays. So feel free to reach out. Those we listed out some contact information, but again, your liaisons can put you in touch with us as well.
And that Memorial Day promotion, it is for locations and groups as well. So any remembrance wall posts that are made from your group or your location, those do go into that drawing. So it's a great time for you guys to support your group and get involved, get entered into that drawing as well.
Yep, absolutely.
And we talk about this slide almost every webinar because it is so important.
Yeah.
But that volunteer resource page, which is where a lot of the resources that Amber talked about, are links listed on there. We have way more than are even on there, which is why you should always reach out to your liaison if you don't see something that you need, because we just can't fit it all on there. But we do have, there's the link. The link is not on here. I thought the link was on here. But we do have, if you go to the main page under the download resources, that's where you'll be taken to the volunteer resource page. And on there we have all kinds of posters where you can customize the QR code. A lot of the liaisons are providing you guys with those posters with that customized QR code when you sign up, which is that poster that you see right here. So again, I encourage you all, if you haven't been to that page yet, please go check it out and look at all the good stuff that we have. And that's all I have. So we're going to go ahead and open it up for any questions that you guys have.
Julie, I have a question about the Remember Wall and the re-sponsorship. Is that if someone orders 5 wreaths and puts 5 Remember Wall notations, does that mean 5 chances, or is it only one order because they ordered 5 wreaths?
No, for every wreath. So every $15 wreath sponsorship, that's a draw.
Okay.
That's an entry.
Yep.
Okay.
And it'll be
Thank you very
totally
much.
and we're going to do like a random. So what we'll do is we'll pull at the end of the month. We'll have a list of every single Remember Wall post made and by whom, and then we'll do like a random number selector, and pick the winners randomly.
Okay.
I've got to see someone with their hand raised, but it does not tell me a name. So if you just
Gresham United VFW post 180.
Hi, this is Pat from Gresham. On the State House ceremony, I tried last year, as soon as the name of the person who was in charge of the State House came up, I tried the email and I tried leaving voice messages to find out a time and a location, and I could never get our person to call or email me back. And there was never any more information put out anywhere so that we could go down and participate in the State House thing. And I searched like the Salem newspapers and events for the Capitol, and couldn't find anything anywhere saying that there was a ceremony, to find an alternate way of finding information. And Megan couldn't find anything either. How do we get this guy to like give us some information?
Sure. So we are revamping that program a little bit, getting a little bit more information that we can put on those current State House pages for this year that includes ceremony time. Last year, and of course in 2020, was a little different because there was still a lot of state houses that were not allowing us to have ceremonies. Of course, would want people to call you back so that you know what's going on there. But just go ahead and reach back out to your liaison again for this year, and we can go ahead and take a look because we're just now getting them back on board to see if they're still going to be doing it for this year, so we can get that information for you starting now.
Okay, thanks.
Keith, you got your hand raised?
Yep, can you hear me?
I can.
This year, I'm the location coordinator for Quaker Cemetery in Camden, South Carolina. And I went on a calling frenzy last week, and I have about 20 restaurants in Camden who are putting donation jars next to their, on their counter, next to their cash registers and checkouts for donations for Memorial Day weekend.
Awesome.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. And then whatever we get is going into the bank.
That's awesome. Well, I hope it goes well for you. I think that'll be a great opportunity.
Yeah, and it's not going to cost the restaurants any money, just time to, have the jars there so that their customers can put the money in.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And that's something we find at like a lot of grocery stores that works really well too. They'll have put that little bucket right out there for you, and they'll collect funds for a specific period of time. So it's always a great idea. And I appreciate you sharing that. Again, I hope that goes well for you guys.
It went extremely well. I mean, I, didn't know what to expect. And, but since it really wasn't costing the restaurants anything out of their pockets, they were willing to participate.
Awesome.
And I gave them the option of matching whatever, is in there if they wanted to increase. But, even doing that, with it being the weekend, and then I'm gonna send we've got an ad on Facebook, not an ad, posting on several of the marketplace pages on Facebook for Camden and Kershaw County. So I'll let you know how it goes.
All right. Awesome. Well, I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
And Bob, you've got your hand raised. Oh, I think you're muted, Bob.
There we go. Yeah, hi, my name is Bob Van Pelt, and I'm a group leader with the Association United States Army at the Saratoga National Cemetery in northern New York. And I had a question. I've been doing this for a number of years now, and we used to be able to get a printout or a list of the email addresses for the people that had donated in prior years. Now, Resource America stopped that about 3 years ago, and I just want to give my input on that. It's a lot easier to be able to go back to people that have donated in the past without having to go individually, one by one, to their information from the year before. Is there any thought about possibly going back to allowing us to have the previous emails?
So it's been quite a few years since we've done that, and we did had to start taking those emails out, but they're still in there. It's just hidden for security, privacy reasons, and all that. But you can when you go into the dashboard, you can go to your messages and you can email all the donors at one time. So you can choose like last year, you can choose the year before. So you're not doing it one by one. Some people do choose to do that, but some of the larger locations that might be a little time consuming. So definitely reach out to your liaison. We can provide you with instructions on how to easily do that. And on that volunteer resource page, there is a dashboard tutorial that is pretty extensive, and it does walk you through that as well. So
thank you.
You're welcome. Do we have anyone else that has any other questions?
Julie, I have one more question. My name's Mary Jo.
Sure, Rita.
On the dashboard, and this is our first, 21 was our first year for doing this. But where can you see on the dashboard how many wreaths we've been paid for year to date? Because we didn't join the program until September of 21. So, the checks that we got were pretty much, for the entire amount. But for instance, in 22, is there a place that we can see how many of the wreaths that we've actually been paid for?
We don't have in the dashboard that report anywhere. That is our hope that someday that can live within the dashboard, but that's something a little bit further down the road. If you ever have any questions about it, you need a report run on that, you can always contact your liaison. We'll get with the finance office and get that listed out for you and send it to you in a spreadsheet.
Okay, thank you.
And we
very
are,
much.
you're welcome. And we do next month, I'm going to give you guys a little sneak peek. But next month's webinar topic is going to be on the finance side. And we are actually going to have the finance department's going to be on kind of leading that. So any finance questions you guys have, next month is the time to come in and ask away.
Okay, thank you.
Does anyone else have any other questions?
Yeah, Phil Lehman from the Wrightsville Cemetery Association in Pennsylvania.
Hi.
Hi. Our Fairview Cemetery, which is the one we have documented as the main cemetery, but we have two other small cemeteries here in Wrightsville, and we're also going to include them in our distribution of advertising and so forth. And that's we're going to also put that on our sponsor sheet when we hand them out to people in the community or to the businesses and so forth. So we'll just have a little block on there that they can select that, and then come December 17th, we'll have people go to those particular cemeteries, even though we get everything at Fairview, just so we know, because there's numerous veterans in those particular cemeteries. So.
Okay, that sounds great. And just make sure whenever you do, if you do any modifications to the sponsorship forms, always send those over to the liaison just so they can look at them and make sure that they're going to follow the finance office protocol, because we don't want it. Sometimes if you have a lot of other information listed on there, it can cause confusion, because if they're all going to one cemetery, but you have other cemeteries listed on there, they might not know exactly where to put those wreath sponsorships. So just always get it okay with your liaison. I'm sure it'll be fine. But we just want to avoid any problems that may happen down the road.
Right. And I'm the one to be in charge of that. So we're about ready to put that sheet together, and I just want to note that, so that, and we'll organize that here in Wrightsville before we send you checks accordingly to take care of that. So I just wanted to verify that.
All right, sounds good.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. Any other questions? Y'all are an easy group tonight. I didn't see any in the chat either. All right, well, if there are no other questions, we'll call it a night in record time tonight. So I hope you guys all have a wonderful evening, and we will have this recording up by the end of the week on the YouTube channel.
Thank you very much.
All right, thanks all. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank
Thank
you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good night.